from the plane. I can't do screen sharing. I think Rishad has to give me host. Okay, right. Right. We were talking about special education that day. So, what do you mean by special education? Special education in our country. We have special education units in some schools. So what kind of students are given special education? Yes.
Hearing disabilities.
Yes, the students who have hearing disabilities. So sometimes autism, yes. Now, those who are with hearing disabilities, sometimes with the help of a hearing aid, we can put them into the normal classroom. So mostly we have children with autism. What else?
Abnormalities.
What kind of abnormalities?
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome, right? Down syndrome. What else? So there are some children with low IQ rate, because whatever the things we teach that they can't understand, and so they can't concentrate, right? There are some students, but from their appearance, they are just like normal children, but they have so many disabilities, right? So then these students have special education needs, then they cannot learn using normal methods, right? They can't understand normal teaching methodologies or the lessons. Okay. So therefore,
excuse me, madam.
Yes, Muta.
What about hyperactive students?
Hyperactive students actually they are put in the normal classes. Hyperactive students they can't stay in a place 1 to 2 to 3 minutes. They run here and there and disturb. So they sometimes the teacher can control the child. The child is kept near the teacher's table, and the lessons, that means the same lessons are taught. But if it in severe cases, so they can also be put into special education units. So in the special education units, sometimes they are given certain treatments, like now, if there are children who can't talk, so they have some kind of therapies that they give to the tongue. So they are given, apart from the teaching, they are given some kind of exercises and some kind of therapies. Because these students, they can't go with the speed of the other students. Sometimes that we have inclusive education. What do you mean by inclusive education? What is
they
it?
can study with the normal students?
Yes, they are put with the normal students. So now in our country that the same teacher is teaching the lessons, because they are given special lessons because they can't go with the other students. They don't have the level with the other students, but they are put in the classroom and they are given special lessons. Sometimes simplified lessons of the other students, because I remember that when I went for internship supervision in one of the schools, so there was a girl, girl with Down syndrome. So that my student used to give some activities for that child, but sometimes she refuses. So if she likes only, she works, otherwise that she doesn't do. Sometimes she goes out of the classroom and she does whatever she wants. Right. Then, these students, that the teachers that in some, even they are at Hapitigama National College of Education, there's a batch for special education. They are trained for special education, so they pass out as teachers that who are capable of teaching special education students, and they are put to the schools where there are special education units. So these teachers that they learn the techniques and methods that they can use for these special education students. So they use these techniques. And in any case that if you happen to go to a school where there is a special education unit, you can go there and observe how the teachers teach them and how the students learn, right? So, so these students are given instructions that enable them to learn and develop functional skills. Even that they are taken out, they are given some exercises, they do running events, jump, long jump, they have sports meets. So we can, sometimes not all the students, but most of the students, they can improve, they improve with the time, right? If they are given a proper training, so they improve with the time, right? So we go to the next one, self-directed learning. So what do you mean by self-directed learning? So we just facilitate the students to do their studies alone. Right. Then how can we do self-directed learning? So we can do by observing, reading books, certain resources, surfing educational websites. What else? What are the other ways that you suggest to do self-directed learning? Because even you might have seen that there are some children, they don't go to schools. They stay at home and they do their studies. Did you see that there was a couple who was studying about serpents, and they don't send their children to school? But the students, they are very capable of speaking, handling the language very well. They can speak English very well. And they say that they are, that I listened to one of the interviews of one boy. He was telling that what is taught in the school is not enough for his knowledge, that his level. So he wants to go far. Okay. Any other ways that we can do self-directed learning, that we can study alone? By observing, reading resources, surfing educational websites. What else?
Ma'am, by presentations, assessments like things, assignments.
Assignments, by doing presentations.
Making experiments.
Very good. Making experiments, right? They do experiments and they learn. You can add some more to this note. Okay. Right? Then for self-directed learning, we don't have a formal structure or formal curriculum, right? But nobody is giving us lectures. But we ourselves do that. Now imagine you are given an assignment. Sometimes there are certain guidelines you have to follow. But you do it. Anyhow, the use of internet, you read books, you find other resources, you get help from some knowledgeable people and do it, right? So you are only given certain guidelines from the teacher or the lecturer. Self-directed learning is the conscious effort given by the learner alone or by interacting with others. So then, now if you are given a group presentation, imagine, so what would you do? You get together, you discuss, so you find information from different sources, then you prepare the presentation, you present it, and you acquire the required knowledge, right? So that's the best way of learning, right? Okay. Have you heard about K-12 education system? Anybody who knows about K-12 education system? How do that? Tell me about that. Right, okay. Shall we do a group activity? Girls? Now it's time. Okay, now I'm
Yes,
going
ma'am.
to give you self-directed learning, right? Okay, ready? So then what you have to do is you have to give a small presentation about, you don't need to prepare a presentation. So I'll put you into groups. There are 20, including me. Maybe that including Mr. Richard. So there are 18. I'll put you into groups. So in groups, you can discuss about K-12 education. You can surf the internet. So I will give you some time. And because that it's also kind of learning, because now these days I am following a management degree at the Postgraduate Institute of Management. So there we have group presentations, individual activities, and then we have the final exam. So all together, we are given marks for certain subject. Actually, that we find these group presentations challenging. So we have Zoom meetings, and we find resources. Then we are discussing. Then we divide, because that we prepare slides. Each of them we contribute. So we prepare slides, we discuss about that, modify, then we practice, right? Even we have, sometimes we physically meet the members and we practice. So it's really interesting. So then I will put you in the breakout rooms and come out with your talents. Then I can see your presentation skills as well. Then you interact with each other, discuss, share your knowledge. And I like that if everybody speaks, taking turns, or else only one can speak, right? How long do you need? 15 minutes would be enough, or you need more than that to speak about K-12 education. It's a new concept. So it's a student-centered method, which runs from grade kindergarten to grade 12. So that it is practiced in some other countries like USA and Canada. So it will come to us very soon. How long do you need, girls? Shall I give you 15 minutes? Hello, speak.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, right. I'll give you 15 minutes. Now it's 9:48. Say 9:50. So then we can start at 8:05 or 8:10. I'll give you. I'll start 8:10. Right? Okay, wait. We'll go to breakout rooms. There are 18 means 16. We can have 4 groups. Right. Okay. In the first group, we can find Achini Disanayaka, F. Silma, Ilma, Savitri Vijayakon. Room number 2, Hasna, Himesha Gunasekara, Madhavi Fernando, Tarani Manohari. Group 3, Denushka, Iresha Sewandi, Kanchana Idangoda, and Taranga Lienage. Room 4, group 4, Parveen, Savindi Chandula, Sudisha, and Tilini Swarnamali, right? So everybody talk, so everybody contribute, and I like if you all talk about it, right? Because we need to improve our presentation skills as well, right? Then now I will open all the rooms, so then you can discuss. Everybody contribute, right? Okay. Okay, start. Harani, join. Harani, you are remaining. Harani, you can click on join breakout room. Hasna? මම අර ඔයාලට මේ කාඩ් එක මම ගත්තද අපෝ? ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. හරියයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. ඈ? Okay. So there are 18. Now there are 13. What has happened to the others? They are still in the breakout rooms. Okay, members in group 1. Who are the members in group 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Bhuta. Can you get ready?
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay, good.
Okay. Shall I?
Okay, start.
Good evening, everyone. So I am Ilma from Group 1, and I'm going to present about K-12 education system, so which is also known as basic educational curriculum. So at the beginning, it was launched in Philippines in 2012. So K-12, which means kindergarten through grade 12. So this is the meaning of K-12. So this is basically a 12-year of education, which the first 6 years of this education system is the primary education, and then next 4 years junior secondary education, and then last 2 years is known as the higher secondary education. So this system has been accepted by most of the developing and developed countries, such as India, USA, and Canada. This is a student-centric learning system where the teacher stands just as a guide to the students. And then this is a value-based system where students come out with their own ideas, and they build their own ideas, and so that only this is known as a value-based system. So this makes the students courageous, self-reliable, and independent individuals. So on the other hand, some parents oppose this idea because they believe that this system, this particular educational system, adds two more years to their children's graduation. So that they oppose this. Also, there are some more reasons for this. Some more reasons for the parents to oppose this system, because the fees at the private schools are very expensive. Also, when it comes to the government, the public schools, the books, Wi-Fi, and the technology are scarce. So that this is the reason for the parents. Some parents to oppose this system. So now the other group member will continue with that.
Okay. OS, you can say over to you, and you can tell the name of your friend.
Okay. Over to you, Savitri.
Thank you, Ilma. I have pointed out a few points on K-12 education system. It was appeared firstly in the early 19th century. And there are many techniques of K-12 education system, such as role playing, case studies, think, peer share, peer teaching, and debates. In my point of view, I think those techniques are very effective for a teacher. My friend Ilma has noticed that K-12 education system is a student-centric education system. So it is very practical to use role-playing, case studies, think peer share, peer teaching, and debates. Thank you.
Okay. That's all?
Yes, madam. There were only two.
Okay, well done. Well done, group one. Well done. That's great. Okay, so I'll give you a clap. Okay. So that's great. Okay. We'll go to group two.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to talk about the very popular education system in the world, that is K-12. Initially, I would like to tell like this. In 2012, the Philippines launched its K-12 program, a comprehensive reform of its basic education. Through this reform, Philippines is catching up with global standards in secondary education also. This education system covers kindergarten to 12 years of basic education. If we break up of these 12 years, we can see first 6 years as primary education, then 4 years as a junior high school, and the last 2 years they considered as senior higher school. It provides sufficient time for mastering of concepts and skills developing lifelong learners. In K-12 is a public education system most people familiar with today. Countries like United States, Canada, United Kingdom, India, and the part of Europe countries also using the same system. If I take this K-12 education, I would like to mention there are some benefits of it. K-12 education plays an important role in developing responsible citizens and preparing young people for their adulthood. So if I highlighted some benefits of it, social and emotional development is main thing, and they can expose different cultures and preparations for themselves. And they have proper academic preparation for their higher studies, and they will get opportunities for physical activities and extracurriculum activities always. So my friend, my partner, Hasna will take part of the next session. Hasna?
It seems that Hasna was disconnected.
Yeah, ma'am, we had 4 participants, but the thing is myself and Hasna only joined for the room. So,
Okay. What can you do now?
So can I wind up this, ma'am, with some?
Oh, yes. If you want to add some more, it's okay. Or else you can wind up.
All right. So as subjects, we can, in their curriculum, as subjects, we can see science, social studies, history, and music, physical education, and foreign languages also added to their K-12 education system. Overall, this is student-based education system throughout the globe, and this will always try to develop child's holistic development.
Okay. Tarani, it seems that Hasna has joined. You can invite her.
All right. Okay. Hasna. Thank you, ma'am. Hasna. Yeah. Hasna.
Sorry.
Yeah, Hasna. I finished my part basically. So you can talk about the curriculum now.
Okay. Purpose of K-12 education. K-12 education is the foundation of a student's academic career. It provides the basic knowledge and skills necessary for success in college and the workplace. K-12 education also and plays an important role in developing responsible citizens and preparing young people for the challenge of adulthood. Next one is reason for it is called K-12 curriculum. K stands for kindergarten and 12 refers to the succeeding 12 years of basic education. The K-12 basic education curriculum, first one is elementary, next kindergarten, that means grade 1 to 6, next junior high school, that means grade 7 to 10, it is divided into two groups, grade 7 to 8, it is called exploratory TLE, next one is grade 9 to 10, specialized TLE. After that, senior high school. Okay, madam.
Thank you very much, Manohari and Hasna. You did a great job. Okay,
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
yes, accept my clap. That's great. Okay, so let's go to let's move to group 3. Group 3 members.
Hi, I'm Taranga from Group 3. I will do the introduction to the K-12 education. K-12 education consists of kindergarten, primary schools, middle schools, and high schools. The relevant country ministries or education parties will develop and monitor reform activities with focus on standard-based and student-centered education. So this system provides students an opportunity to mastery of concepts and skills, also become lifelong learners, and prepare graduates for tertiary education and who is ready for employment and entrepreneurship. Mainly this begins with strengthening early childhood education and gearing up to students who is ready to work, graduate, or entrepreneurs in future as for the future demand. So my friend Kanchana will continue with different stages of K-12 education.
Thank you, Taranga. Hello, everyone. I'm Kanchana. I'm going to present the stages of K-12 education system. This K-12 education system covers 13 years of basic education, and there are 4 key stages in the K-12 program. These stages reflect distinct developmental milestones, and assessments of learning is critical at the end of each stage. The main stages are Key Stage 1, kindergarten to grade 3. The second one is Key Stage 2, grades 4 to 6. Normally we consider this stage as the primary education. Then the third one is Key Stage 3, grades 7 to 10. We define it as the junior high school. The last one is Key Stage 4, grade 11 to 12. We consider it as a senior high school. Now I provide the opportunity to my friend, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, to explain the goals and the effects of the K-12 system. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the goals of K-12 education.
Can you tell your name first?
I'm Danushka.
Okay.
Okay, so let me continue. So when we discuss about the goals, there are so many goals in K-12 education, but out of them I have listed out 5 main goals of K-12 education. So the first one is empower students as leaders and decision makers. And the second one, to celebrate student growth. And the third one, model a growth mindset and foster the same in your students. And the fourth one is partner with students to apply the district vision to your classroom. And the final one is to create a culture of transparency within the classroom. So those are the 5 main goals of K-12 education classroom. Next, I invite I also don't know her name, my group member to continue the rest of the presentation, and thank you.
Good evening, madam, and my friends too. I'm Malaysia Sewandi, who is going to talk about the benefits and effects of K-12 education system. Firstly, pay attention the benefits of K-12 education system. Really, K-12 program indicates a good quality of education, especially for the standard of education system worldwide, qualification, TP work abroad, and development of skills in employment. So, K-12 program implementation aimed at creating more skilled students. Examples for that, basic skills for lifelong learning and employment. It has a variety of modes of instruction. The fourth one, convenient assessment and guarding. Other one, easy communication with teachers and peers. Custom learning options and efficient distribution of resources. Other one, reporting tools offer insights. The last one is that parental participation enabled. The effect is that the K-12 system aims to improve Philippine students' skills in mathematics, science, and linguistics to further exhibit competence in the global job market. Thank you.
Okay. Hope you all have presented your idea. Okay, that's great. So I'm very happy that all the 4 members have taken part. So next time that you have to ask the name of your friend, because since it's a collaborative activity, so then you can say over to you, or I invite my friend, or you don't need to say friend, I invite Malsha to continue the presentation. And you, if you know the I invite Malsha to continue the presentation by introducing the goals of K-12 education. So like that you can continue your presentation. Anyway, I'm very happy because all the 4 members in this short period of time you have got ready and you have did your presentation very well. Okay. Congratulations. So we'll go to the next group, the 4th group.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Sudisha Ratnayaka from Kurunegala. My group members are Farveen, Tilini, Savindya, and myself. But unfortunately, Farveen and Tilini couldn't participate with the group discussion with difficult circumstances. However, Savindya and me are going to continue our presentation, ma'am. Shall I start?
Okay, you will start.
First, I would like to introduce what is K-12 program. K-12 program covers kindergarten and 12 years of basic education. Through this, 6 years allocated for primary education and the 4 years allocated for junior high school, 2 years for senior high education, and also through this, they were allocated sufficient time for mastery of concept and skills, develop lifelong learners, and also prepare graduate for tertiary education. Then I would like to
sorry, that it should be tertiary education. Tertiary.
explain the aim of K-12 education. This is created to take on challenge of the 21st century. Madam, I think, as I understand, this introduced to create a productive environment with the knowledge they have gained. As I feel, like Sri Lanka, sorry, madam. And further, I would like to explain the good points of K-12 education. It enhances learners' basic skills and also produce more competent citizens and prepare graduates for lifelong education. In Sri Lanka, we have more graduates, but they haven't skill to suit the productive environment. When we consider that point, it is, I think it is very suitable to a country like Sri Lanka, but we consider about the, consider how it failed. They have mentioned for the reason of fail to K-12 education. It is, I feel very sorry to say, when we talk about fail of K-12 education, they have mentioned it has to spend more money on that, and like a poor country like Sri Lanka, it is very difficult to conduct, and also I would like to introduce the countries, those who conduct this program. India, USA, Canada give value to their own ideas because they can continue with this their powerfulness of politics, and also this is based on student-centered education. It means the students can learn student can actively participate with their lesson. Then they respect their own values. They can pave the path of their according to their talents. Then I would like to invite my friend Savindi to continue, Savindi to explain the advantages and disadvantages furthermore. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sudisha. I am going to point out advantages and disadvantages of K-12 education system. Advantages are enhancing our minds and skills, and student can graduate at age a bit older than past graduates, and this is skill development system. And also student can work with their own needs and their selves to gain their targets. And also this system leads us to a successful life. Student will be more furnished to deal with much higher level, and they get multi-talented and also responsible citizen. If I talk about disadvantages, can't bear the dose type cost for all, and lack of school buildings, insufficient number of teachers, trainee teachers, and low salaries of teachers, and also lack of facilities for all. Thank you, madam.
That's all?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's great. So you two also did a very good job. Now see, so you all had different ideas because you studied about K-12 education in a very short period of time, and you presented your ideas, and so thereby you try to serve information within a short period of time and focus on the points that you have to tell. You divide the points among yourselves, your friends, among your friends, and you improve your presentation skills. The speaking, that means speaking ability. So then it gives you lots of advantages, right? So we'll do lots of group activities like this. So that is a part of, tell me that we discussed about this sometimes ago. What is that? It comes under
K-12 education.
K-12 education and yeah, so we did. I assigned the work under K-12 education, and I discussed about this method sometimes. Self-directed learning. Yeah, self-directed learning. So then I assigned you, I put you into groups, and I asked you to study. So you yourselves, you found information, you interacted with each other. That is self-directed learning. So I connected this topic to what I discussed, right? Okay. That's great. So now we will shift to the next presentation. Just tell me that why can't we use this in do you think that if we employ this technique in our country, so would it be good, appropriate?
Yes, this would be a good system, ma'am.
Yes. So why do you say that it's a good system?
Because children can get their own experience by their own hands, and I think more than the teacher-centered education, children are learning within their studies. So I think this is best.
Okay, so what are the hindrances, obstacles that for this to implement?
Yeah, basically, I think mainly our country doesn't have, I think, enough fund for this. Because if we want to develop this, actually, we have to take the foreign standards to the Sri Lanka and train staff and well educated panel for this. So I don't think that for this moment, Sri Lanka can bear this kind of project.
Okay. Right. But if you young people now here, because we are exposed to technology, now even that we think that we will be advanced in technology this much before the arrival of Corona. So we did not expect even that. So then I also think that you young people, if you try, you will be able to implement these in your schools. It's not a very big thing because we think that we need facilities and we need this and that. But sometimes we'll be able, if we try, we will be able to do that because students are also digitally literate now. So the teachers are also digitally literate. Sometimes there are some parents that who can provide certain facilities. So then if you try, you'll be able to do. Right. So yeah. Okay. So then we will go to the next presentation. Right. Then we'll discuss how does K-12 education differ from conventional approach? That means now K-12 education, which is a student-centered education, how does it differ from teacher-centered education? So now teacher-centered education is another definition we can give as examination-oriented education, right? So then students, they by heart what the teachers teach and they vomit at the exam. It is just like we are checking the memory of the people. The person who can keep everything in their memory, they will score more marks. Who are poor in keeping things in memory, they score less marks. So then the knowledge, their skills, abilities are not tested. So then this education system, K-12 education system covers education from kindergarten to class 12, as you all mentioned, and it allows for a lot of student-teacher interaction. So they, rather than just filling mugs from the jug, so a lot of interaction is going on among teacher and students. So then the teacher encourages question and answer sessions, quizzes, then give assignments to encourage learning among children. So then teacher encourages students to learn on their own by applying what they have learned, practically applying what they have learned in the classroom. So teacher is only a guide and a facilitator, not the trainer or who is transferring knowledge to the students, right? So then for everything that they learn, so they connect it to their values. It's value-based education. So they find the value of what they have learned, right? Right. Let's see. The last part. Can you all see?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Right. Okay. So then the content and learning resources of K-12 system facilitate self-learning and self-development because they don't need a teacher. They have all the resources. So they have the opportunity. They interact with each other. They are facilitated by the teacher. So they have the full freedom to learn by themselves, but the teachers guide them. So then teachers enable the students to learn on their own and develop life skills, right? Practical skills, learning ability. So these are the things that we need to improve. Rather than by-hearting things, we need life skills. Life skills are අපිට ඕනි කරන ළමයිට දෙන්න. ජීවත් වෙන්න තමයි skill එක දෙන්න ඕනි. Not to buy hat and vomit out at the exam. So they should need the practical skills. They have to experiment. They have to do experiments and learn. They have to do practicals and learn. They should have the learning abilities. So the aim of this K-12 education is to develop students into self-reliable. They are independent individuals. They don't depend on anybody. So they can learn by themselves. They have the resources. They have to they have to read the information. So do experiments, learn by doing, and then apply. Then this system encourages optimum learning through various resources. They have so many resources, physical resources, virtual resources. They use all these things and they learn. This optimum learning enables the students to develop other skills. So then we need to know soft skills, right? So then all these things, soft skills, then the skills that they need in their life, the life skills. So they learn all these things through this K-12 education, right? Okay, that's the end of that one. Then we can go to the next one. Okay, can you all see?
Yes, can, madam.
Yeah, okay. All right. So if we consider about definitions of guidance and guidance, not counseling. So we know that. So last week we discussed that who provide guidance, right? So then guidance provides assistance to someone who needs help. So we need guidance whenever we need some others' help. Then guidance is provided at all levels to human beings by one person or the other. So we discussed that we need guidance from cradle to grave. From the day we were born until we die, we need guidance of somebody at different stages. As an example, head of the family may guide other family members when a family problem arises. Right now, imagine there's a problem in the family. So then father helps them to or guide them or advise them to solve the problem. Then who else can give guidance now in a family? Father may be able to do that. Or else that if the father and mother has a problem, where else they can get guidance? From where they can get guidance?
From their parents?
From their parents, from their siblings. Even in any case that if they can't go to these people, that they can go to a
Counselors.
counselor, family counselor. So family counselors, they help them to solve the problems. Right. Guidance can help a person to solve a personal problem, vocational problem, educational problem, psychological problem, right? So that's why we can say that there is no problem arise without a solution. So there now you may have seen that recently there were many who committed suicide, even that there was a student from Peradun University who was maintaining a YouTube channel about psychology, because he was well known about psychology, well read about psychology. But anyway, that he also committed suicide. And even recently that you might have seen that a girl was killed by her boyfriend. Why all these things happen? Why can't they solve the problems without ending up giving up life? What's the reason?
A proper guidance is not given.
A proper
Guidance is not given.
a proper guidance is not given. They haven't got a proper guidance from anybody. What else?
Ma'am, poor communication with the others, as well as no one to share things around.
Yes, poor communication. So as you think, now when a person has a problem, what should the person do?
He has to find out the root cause of the problem.
Okay. Now imagine that you have a problem. You can't even find the root cause.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to think of the problem, think and think and think and harbor it in yourself and end up with some other wrong decision? Or what can you do?
I will try to find a proper person who can give me guidance, either who can listen me and keep me in a correct path.
Yes, the best way is to find a person to tell your problem. Whether you get a solution or not, that's not the matter. When you have a problem, don't harbor it inside yourself. You have to tell it to what kind of person?
Friends, discuss with friends, good friends.
A reliable person, right? Remember, a reliable person, because sometimes they can get the advantage of what you say. So you have to select a reliable person to tell your problem. Sometimes this telling this problem even will become a solution. It's a therapy, kind of therapy. Because I remember recently, one of my students came to me and she said, I want to talk to you. Then say, okay, you tell me. Then her problem was that her father is ill. He was suffering from a cancer. And now she's the only child in the family, and mother has to do all the things, looking after the father and doing household work and managing economy and all. So she was worrying about that. So she said that I can't even concentrate on my studies because always that these things come to my mind. Then she discussed with me. So then we had some kind of conversation. Then I suggested certain things to her. And finally, next day she came to me and she said, now I am okay, now I'm happy. So after discussing with you that I got a great relief. So then sometimes telling your problem to a person itself is a therapy. So we should not harbor, because sometimes the solutions are very simple solutions. Sometimes we can't think of them. There are very simple solutions for problems. So therefore, if you tell it to a right person, you can find solutions very easily, right? So then all the time, now here with the economic problems and lots of things that people are in a rat race, and they have lots of problems. So in any case, if somebody asks you, if somebody tells you, I want to talk to you, spare your time to listen to them. So you become an active listener. That is also a therapy for people. So you can save lives, you can help, you can be happy by helping others, at least by listening to them, right? So become an active listener and help them to release their problem. Okay. Then who else can give guidance? Now, the family members, siblings, then the principal, teachers. Who else can give guidance? We say that if anybody can give guidance. So normally who give guidance?
Experienced ones.
Yeah, experienced people, even a priest,
Religious
yeah,
leaders.
religious people, yes, even a doctor, counselor. So there are many who can give guidance. So they help you to solve personal problems, occasional problems. If you have some problems in your working place, you can talk to a person, relevant person. So don't tell with everybody. Don't reveal it to everybody. So you can talk to the relevant person. Then they will suggest you certain solutions. So you can identify solutions by discussing with them. Okay. So guidance has emerged as a process as well as a concept. Right. So then if we consider about educational guidance as a concept, guidance deals with maximum development of an individual. So then it expects the maximum development of an individual to ensure that the individual can take his or her own decisions. So guidance, the guide help you, direct you to take your own decisions. Now tell me, what are the occasions that you happen to take decisions in your life? Come out with your ideas. The occasions that you happen to take your own decisions.
When I'm gonna party.
Yeah, so now you want to go on a party, and then sometimes that you have to decide what dress should I wear? How can I go? With whom should I go? Whether I go, right? Then you can take a decision. What else?
Which field of study I have to select?
Yes, which field of study I have to select, especially when you're selecting A levels. You have to think of. Now, parents are forcing you to do something, but you like to do something. Then you happen to take a decision, correct decision. You can't hurt your parents. Even you can't hurt yourself, your feelings. So then you have to take a correct decision. What else?
When we go abroad.
When you go abroad, whether it is a correct decision or wrong decision. What else? When you're selecting a life partner, so you have to take the correct decision. Otherwise, if you take a wrong decision, it will affect your whole life. When you're doing your higher studies, the place, the courses, then you have to take your own decisions, right? So then guidance enable you to take your own decisions, right? By maximizing the development. As a process, guidance involves making an individual and aware of his or her capabilities and skills. So you should have a good view about yourself, a good picture about yourself. What can you do? What can't you do? Right? Whether you can sing, whether you're good at doing experiments, computer, science, or teaching, engineering, right? So whatever the things that you should know about yourself, you should have a very good picture of yourself. What are your capabilities? What are your skills, right? Then guidance helps an individual to make the right decisions in various aspects of life. So in order to facilitate a balanced development of the individual, so you have to take some decisions in your studies, when you're selecting a life partner, when you're selecting a job, then as some of your members suggested, if you happen to go abroad, right? So then in our life at different stages, we have to take the right decision. So then guidance help a person to take the right decisions at various steps of our life. So it is it facilitates a balanced development of the individual, because if you take a wrong decision, it affects your life. Right. So guidance is considered as an integral part of education. Right? So now when it comes to education, from whom you get guidance? Okay, from your teachers, from your peers, sometimes from your friends, you get some guidance. Right? So then guidance helps to achieve the goals of education that enable a person to realize his or her inner potential, right? So this guidance, educational guidance, help you to achieve your goals in education. Now you are by doing this course also, you are achieving your goals. It may help you to go abroad, or it may help you to get promotions, right? It may help you to broaden your knowledge, right? So then guidance, special educational guidance, help you to achieve your goals, right? What is the main objective of educational guidance? Yes? Education is the overall development of an individual, total personality development. So the main objective of guidance is total personality development. So then it helps to realize this objective. Right. Then different people have come out with different definitions. Right. First definition by Education Commission. Who would like to read this definition? Anybody? Manohari, will you read the definition about education given by the Education Commission?
Yeah, ma'am. Guidance should be regarded as an integral part of education.
Integral part of?
Sorry, integral part of education, and not as a special psychological or social service, which is peripheral to educational purposes.
Oh, peripheral means distance. That means it is a part of education, but little bit distance to educational purposes. So he's the Education Commission from 1964 to 66, that they say guidance should be an integral part of education, not your special or psychological or social, but it's an integral අත්‍යවශ්‍ය කොටසක් අධ්‍යාපනයේ guidance කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? Okay, Ilma, can you read the next definition?
Sure, ma'am. All guidance is education, but some aspects of education are not guidance. Their objectives are the same, that is development of the individual, but methods used in education are not the same as those used in guidance.
Right.
Arthur J. Jones.
Yes, Arthur J. Jones gave this definition. Right. You don't need to remember the definitions, right? Okay. Right. Then Husna, will you read the next definition?
Sure, madam. Guidance is the process of helping a person to develop and accept an integrated and adequate picture of himself and of his role in the world of work.
Right. So then it is related to career guidance. Guidance is the process of helping a person develop and accept an integrated and adequate picture of himself. So now he should know what are his abilities, skills, capabilities, and his role in the world of work related to career guidance. Right. Okay. Taranga, will you read the next one? I don't know whether I have announced your name correctly. No, Taranga. Himesha, will you read the next definition?
Actually, just I joined to this lesson, madam, because there was a power cut.
Okay.
Can you please?
Yes, you can read one of the definitions, that is Arthur J. Jones was read, and National Vocational Guidance Association USA it was read. So you can read the definition given by Moser and Moser.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Guidance is a point of view on a group of services, a field of study which we should be required to choose as one of the emphasized services.
Okay, right. Okay, so who would like to read the next one? Clarence Clifford, Dunsmore, Moore, and Leonard M. Miller. Somebody who did not read? Iresha Sewandi?
Yes, ma'am. Guidance is a means of helping individuals to understand and use wisely the educational, vocational, and personal opportunities they have or can develop, and as a form of systematic assistance whereby students are aided in achieving satisfactory adjustment to school and in life.
Okay, good. So you don't need to remember any of these definitions, but right? So you should have some kind of idea about what is guidance, right? Okay. Guidance involves, now guidance is a helping service. So why do we say that it's a helping service? Because now we need the guidance of somebody, right? Guidance encompasses problem solving and understanding one's abilities and environment, so that this development can take place in tandem. Tandem means a group of two people or things that work together with the environment, right? So then now we get guidance sometimes to solve our problems, right? Sometimes we get guidance from somebody when we can't understand sometimes we can't understand our abilities. So we get guidance now. As an example, imagine that you want to apply for a job, and so you can't think. So what course do you have to follow? So you go to your teacher or maybe your friend and discuss. So then they will tell, now you are very good at mathematics, so why don't you follow something related to commerce and go for this job as a financial manager or audit. So then they will point out your abilities and skills, right? Okay. Guidance involves undertaking multifaceted activities to ensure that the development goal is achieved, right? So then you get guidance in order to understand. So a number of activities that ensure the developmental goals in order to achieve the goals. Next one. Right. There's another definition related to the nature of guidance. Who would like to read? We'll say Sabindi.
Yes, madam. Guidance seeks to create within the child the need and power to explore and understand him or herself, so that he or she is able to plan out his future growth and activities in a manner that offers maximum success and satisfaction.
Right. Guidance seeks to create within the child the need and power to explore, right? So you get guidance that enable you to explore and understand yourself, right? So you can't do that alone. So then you go to somebody So that person helps you to understand yourself. Understand yourself means your strengths, weaknesses, what you can do, what you have to improve. Then you can plan your future growth and activities. So in order to maximize your success and satisfaction, especially if you want to apply for a job, if you want to find a course, then you can get guidance from a person who can help you. Right, we'll go to the next one. Guidance is based on certain basic principles. So one is, it aims at the holistic development of an individual. Right, so we'll continue. Guidance is based on certain basic principles, such as guidance aims at the holistic development of an individual. That means it aims at the development of person as a whole, that I told you, total personality development, not only education, but even personality and skills and everything is considered. The aim of guidance is not just achieving academic excellence for an individual. It's not only to improve academic excellence. It focuses on the physical fitness, social aspect. So everything is covered when we consider about the holistic development. That is called total personality development, right? So then guidance recognizes the individuality of every person. That means it's based on the principle that every individual is different from the other. So do you think that if we consider about two identical twins, are they the same?
No.
Yes. Do they think in the same manner? Do they have same likes, dislikes, ambitions? Are they the same?
No.
No. Even the identical twins are also unique to each other. So everybody is unique. So we can't find two individuals who have the same interests, same likes and dislikes, right? So though they are similar in their appearance, they are not unique. So they are not equal. That means both of them don't have the similar interests, likes and dislikes. So everybody is unique. Api හැමෝම unique. So we have our own interest, likes and dislikes. So then guidance emphasizes the fact that every person needs to be shown respect, as the dignity of an individual is supreme. So everybody likes to be respected. Therefore, we have to respect everybody. The dignity and respect for a person should not be affected by factors like age, gender. So except all these things, we have to respect everybody, even male, female, everybody needs respect and a place in the society. So we have to respect everyone equally, right? So we should not discriminate the person according to the job, the caste, race, religion, age. So we need to respect everybody. Right, next one. Guidance maneuvers individual behavior process. That means guidance affects the behavior of an individual and enables a person to gain better control over his behavior, right? So then sometimes we need guidance from others. So even at certain places that we don't understand that we should not behave like this. So therefore we need the guidance of somebody. So even when we are making a speech, so you can get the feedback from your friend. Now, even that when you're doing a presentation, you can ask from your friend, did I do well? What are the mistakes that what were the mistakes I committed? What should I improve? So then after an activity, you can ask from a good friend. You can get guidance. Then your friend will say, now it's better if you talk like this. It's better if you have some hand movements, gestures, if your voice modulation. So if you talk like this, it would be better rather than having a monotonous voice. So you could have grabbed the attention of the audience if you had eye contact with everybody. So if you started your speech with a story or a quotation, so like that, you can get some guidance to improve your skills, right? The manuals means that you improve your skills and the movements and all. So guidance is based on cooperation. As a helping service, guidance is based on cooperation. It's even the cooperation between the person who gives guidance and the person who gets the guidance. The person who is seeking help must be ready to cooperate with the one providing help for the best results. So you should have a very good cooperation in order to get good results, the guide and the person who get the guidance. Even if the guide gives you guidance, if you do not follow, that doesn't happen. Guidance cannot be forced upon an individual. අපිට බලහත්කාරයෙන් guidance දෙන්න බෑ. And if guidance is forced upon someone, the person may not cooperate and may even become stubborn. Right now, think of a little one, small one, about 3 or 4 year old. So can we give him guidance by force? We can't, right? Okay. Right. Guidance is a continuous and sequential process, right? The main goal, so the main objective of guidance is, tell me what's the main objective of the guidance? What's the main objective?
Overall development of.
Yes, overall development or total personality development. Is it only academic? Is it only academic development?
No, madam.
Then what else? Physical development, social development, psychological development, academic development. So all these comprise total personality development. He should be able to adjust to the environment quickly, adapt to the environment. So he should have a good knowledge about different fields, right? So it is not only the physical appearance. As a lifelong and continuous process, guidance begins at home. Who are our first guides in our life? Who guide us first?
Mother.
Mother, yeah, sometimes your grandparents. So when the mother goes out for work, your grandparents are there, your grandmother. Sometimes if you are looked after by your sister, elder sister, she is your guide. Or else sometimes if you have a very good nanny, she becomes your guide. Okay. So as a lifelong and continuous process, guidance begins at home, especially starts with the mother. And available at school. So we get guidance at school. Once we start going to school, then we get guidance from our teachers, from the principal. Sometimes that at school that we have different lectures or seminars, workshops, some invitees, guest speakers come, they give some guidance, right? So they need from the society that you get guidance. So they develop right values, attitudes to be developed as a good individual in the society. Right. So there are people who guide an individual to imbibe the right values, gives right values and attitudes to develop as an individual. So they may be your teachers, your friends, or invitees who have come to school to give you right values and attitudes. Right. So then principles of guidance according to Crow and Crow has told, so this thing, there are people who guide an individual into imbibe the right values and attitudes to develop as an individual. So then, even that they have given some other principles, principle of all-round development. Right? According to this principle, guidance must consider the overall development of an individual when it aims to bring about developmental adjustment in the individual. So now we discuss what is this overall development. What is overall development of a person? Just now we discussed. Is it only academic development?
Personal,
emotional, social, moral, psychological, physical. So all these development comprise the total personality development. Right. Then principle of human uniqueness. According to this principle, guidance considers the fact that every individual is unique. I told you that even two identical twins are not the same. They are unique. They have different characteristics. They have different characteristics. They have different likes, dislikes, abilities, skills, right? So they are different to each other. Now I remember sometimes, like, I don't know whether you remember that there were conjoined twins. Conjoined means that, what do you mean by conjoined? Conjoined twins? Yes? How do you call in Sinhala conjoined? They were joined from each other from the head. මොකක්ද අපි කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට? Sinhala word. Right? Anyway, these twins, that they were joined from head, and even that they had grown up to 19 years. That means they had been, these twins, they were joined from the head for a long period of time. So one wanted to become a lawyer. The other one wanted to become somebody else. Right? So they like different dresses, though they were joined from the head. But later on, when it was tried to separate them from a surgery, both of them were dead. So these, even they were joined from the head, they had different likes, different interests, different hobbies, different future ambitions, right? So therefore, everybody is unique. හැමෝම තමන්ට ආවේනිකයි. කවුරුත් එක වගේ දෙන්නෙක් ඒගොල්ලෝ එක සමාන නැහැ. Right. So then these characteristics of these people, right? I told you that everybody is unique. So the characteristics help them to have their development. Guidance therefore meets individual development and helps the needs of individuals in different manner. Right? So then we have different needs according to our uniqueness. So then they help the need. So then guidance therefore meets individual development and help the needs of individuals in different manner. Right? Wait, I can't move. Okay. Did you discuss about this holistic development? Right? So that is total personal development, cooperation we discussed. So we can't force anybody. So therefore, that cooperation is essential. Principle of continuity. So then guidance must be provided to an individual, need help in all stages of life. So therefore, it's a continuous process. Guidance is a continuous process. Then principle of extension. According to this principle, guidance is not limited to children who are studying in schools. It's not limited to schools, the children. So then, in fact, guidance must be provided to people at all ages. Even a person who is 75 years old, he may need guidance, right? Then guidance must be provided to all people who can benefit from it, directly or indirectly. People need guidance. Now, sometimes that, so there are so many students from colleges of education. So there may be somebody who has helped you to go to the College of Education, how to apply for that, and the course to be selected. So for that, you have guidance in order to select this course. So somebody might have helped you to do it, right? So then even a person who is 90 years old, he may need the guidance of somebody, even to go to a place, to do something. Right? Then principle of elaboration. When guidance is provided as an integral part of education, guidance the curriculum and teaching techniques must be elaborated in such a manner that guidance can turn out to be an effective process, right? So then when you are studying the curriculum and when your teacher is teaching, so these teaching techniques should be elaborated that guidance can turn out to be an effective process. Even they are guiding you. So teaching means they guide you. Now I am teaching this subject means I guide you to learn guidance and counseling. Then principle of adjustment. I can't see this. Guidance must aim at helping an individual adjust to his or her physical, mental, and social needs and environment, right? So we need guidance to adjust to our physical, mental, social needs and environment. Now imagine you go to a different place, right? Oh, especially those students who went to the College of Education. So then you needed the guidance of somebody because at the very beginning, it's a very different place. You can't stay. You wanted to go home because you can't see your parents. So you need to go home and see them. So at the very beginning, you needed the guidance of the lecturers there or the HS or somebody's guidance because you have come to a different place. So different environment. So you have to adjust to it. So for that, you needed guidance of different people. Can't I move this? Okay. Principle of responsibility. According to this principle, guidance is the responsibility of qualified professionals who offer their service to help others. But in the case of guidance, sometimes even they are experienced, they can give guidance. But in the case of counseling only, we need the support of the professional counselor. But in the case of guidance, sometimes people who have experience, people who have qualifications may help you, give you the service. Principle of periodic appraisal. Appraisal means sadhane. So now when you become teachers, so every year you are given teachers appraisal. So what you have done, whether you have completed that, right? according to this principle, guidance programs must be appraised at periodic intervals. මේ guidance හැමතිස්සෙම එක appraise කරන එක සාධනය කරන whether we have achieved this, right? So that these can be improved to be effective and work in proper manner. So everything, not only guidance, even our teaching, everything should be appraised. Teachers appraisal, that you are given teachers appraisal form in order to give you how do you call the increment. Before getting the increment, that you have to hand over teachers appraisal form. That is to check whether you have done a good job, a satisfactory job during that year. Right? So like that, even when giving guidance, that we have to appraise it. That means check it whether they have done a good job, right? Okay. Then only we can improve the work in proper manner, right? Okay, right. Then now up to this place, tell me, I think that some points are missing. I will send you this presentation again because I added something more. Did you all receive the presentation? Did you all see?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But the last part is not there in the
that's a yes. I added something more, so I can send it again, right? So now up to now, do you have an idea about what guidance is? So you don't need to bother about these definitions and all, but if you have some kind of idea what guidance is, do you have a proper idea about guidance? Who gives guidance? What guidance does? What does it do to a person?
Yes.
Yes. So then what's the main objective of guidance? If you remember, tell me what's the main objective of guidance? Total personality development. So what do you mean by total personality development?
Not only the academic, like social, physical, emotional, moral development also include that.
Yes, that's good. That's good. It's not only the physical development, not only the academic development, it's overall social, physical, moral, emotional, right? All as a whole should be developed. That's the main objective of guidance, right? So then, so not only the people, those who are qualified, even experienced people, even your siblings, your parents, anybody can give guidance, right? So any other thing that you need to get clarified up to this place that we have discussed? Anything you want to get clarified? You know, the anything you want to get clarified or ask? Yes, Buddha?
There was a point which said guidance as a concept and as a process. So what is the difference between?
Now here we can, now even guidance is, we can consider it as a concept. Guidance, but it's a process. So now here we'll go to that. Right? Okay. Right. So if we consider educational guidance as a concept, so it deals with maximum development of an individual that help him to take his or her own decision. But when we talk about as a process, so it is to improve his capabilities and skills. Guidance then can improve, right? So So as a concept, we can tell it is to improve their decision making skill. But here, as a process of kriyawaliyak විතර ගත්තොත්, it is to improve their capabilities and skills, right? So again it comes everything. So normally that we give guidance to improve a total personal development, not only to take decisions, just to improve their skills, just to improve their emotional ability, just to improve their what else? Emotional, social ability. So all these things. Concept කියන සංකල්පයක් විතර ගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට ඒක ක්‍රියාවලියක් විතර ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. What else? Any other thing you want to get clarified? Here as a gist, what you want to know is, what are the characteristics of guidance? What can guidance do to an individual? What is the main objective? Who can give guidance? All these things. එච්චරයි ඕනි. මේ ඔක්කොම අපි කොච්චර කතා කරත් only a very little thing is included. Okay. So then when you come next day, you go through the whole thing that we have done today. So I will give you another group task, a group activity. So study properly and come. So you should have a better idea about guidance. I will give you some case studies for you to discuss, to do another group presentation. Okay?
Okay, Miss.
Okay, right. So then you study it, but you study both the presentations, and if you have anything to be clarified, so we will discuss next day. You can tell me before the presentation or at the beginning, then I can clarify all these things. Okay. Right. Any other thing you want to ask? Can we conclude the class?
Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. Good night. We'll meet next week.
Good night, Miss. Thank you.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Good night, madam.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.